About 3 weeks, a Georgia father is expected to be sentenced in the death of his 22-month-old son. Yesterday, a jury found Justin Harris guilty of murder. The 35-year-old intentionally locked his son Cooper inside a hot car for 7 hours back in June of 2014. That's what the jury decided yesterday based on the evidence that they heard over the last 5 weeks. On the same day that his little boy died, Harris was sexting with 6 women, including 1 minor. That was according to phone records. Local defense attorney Rhonda Peoples-Waters is joining us this morning on the morning show to really break down analysis of this decision yesterday. 5 long weeks. Good morning to you, Rhonda. I do appreciate you being here. 4 days of deliberations. The longer one deliberates as a prosecutor, the more the prosecutor gets a little nervous, certainly, about whether or not, how the jurors are feeling. In this case, they came back guilty. What were the red flags? Because we've seen now more than 24 cases where children were simply forgotten in hot cars and died. What made this different from that, do you think?
Well, certainly I think that the prosecution told the story of him not being a good husband with all of this sexting and the, efforts to get all these other women. And so because he wasn't a good husband, therefore he couldn't be a good father. They used those sextings that he had sent just minutes before, where he actually says, I love my son, but we both need an escape. The fact that he returned to the vehicle in the middle of the day, he doesn't mention anything about smelling the odor that is presumably in the car. So all of those things were things that the jurors could not overlook. It was great circumstantial evidence.
It's interesting, too, because he didn't testify, and all along he had said, and his attorneys had argued, even his now ex-wife, the mother of this child, gets on the stand in his defense and says he was a loving father. He just simply forgot. We see this happening all around the country. Give him a break. He's already lost his son, but he doesn't get on the stand and testify. Did that hurt him?
I think that it may have been some consideration in a juror's mind, but of course they're told not to consider that. And the fact that he had already given an interview to the detectives that was recorded and played, I think really hurt him more, because in that interview he says that there was no malicious intent to, harm his child. And so that leads them to believe he had already thought in his mind how he was going to legally challenge this.
Yeah, even though his own attorneys had said, well, he had a relative who was in law enforcement. He'd worked as a police dispatcher, so that's why he was familiar with the legal jargon. Setting all that aside and looking closely at this case on a broader standpoint, as I mentioned, there are a lot of instances we saw this summer, so many where these children are left by accident simply because of this memory issue. In the case of Justin Harris, he went to work, he ran a couple of errands. It's very typical from what we've seen of other cases where parents do simply forget. What do you think the ramifications are for those kinds of cases moving forward now?
I think that the jury was clearly sending a message. Not only had he had the habit of taking his child back and forth, but he had just a few minutes ago had his child in Chick-fil-A. They are sending the message that we're not going to just accept pure negligence. This doesn't fall in this reign. And also the fact that he had committed all these separate acts led them to believe that it was intentional, and they thought that he should be punished appropriately.
Unusual, in your opinion, that his wife and the mother of this child would stand by him the way she did, and in your experience, vast experience as a defense attorney?
I certainly do, and it was also odd that during the interview where she first finds out that her son was deceased, she asked her husband, are you willing to think about having more children? So you can see that their relationship was just odd altogether, and certainly I believe that that's what created these circumstances.
Yeah, she said the first thing she says to him when she walks in and he's been arrested for this, or being questioned, I should say, is, can I ask you a weird question? And then follows it with having more children. Very odd, without a doubt. And clearly the jurors looked at all of this different evidence and said, something's not right here.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Rhonda, for your insight on this. Do appreciate it.